I don't know where you've been, but you're gonna respect this courtroom. My life has proven that it's not about where you come from, it's about where you're going. From a jailed youth who had my record expunged to becoming the youngest judge elected.
The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding.
In just 15 years. Ma'am, let me know when you want to go to rehab. Otherwise, I think you're a crackhead.
Absolutely not.
My goal is to inspire others to overcome their obstacles. You don't need him and his little raggedy roommate.
Thank you.
All while having a little fun on Mathis Court. You look like you're ready to lie right the first word out your mouth. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Derek Holloway is suing Nicole Holloway in the amount of $3,850.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Mr. Holloway claims that he forgot his prosthetic leg in his ex-wife's car after an argument and says when she returned his leg, the prosthetic was in pieces.
State your name.
Derek Holloway.
Ma'am?
Nicole Holloway?
All right, and sir, you're suing the defendant for $3,850, alleging she took your prosthetic leg and caused you to miss court and custody hearing. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Where you all know each other from?
Well, I met the defendant about 15 years ago. We just met, she just kind of got into the city. I had met the defendant at a Lakers game. From my understanding, we were both mega fans.
Mm-hmm.
From
That was
there
15 years ago, and then from there, what?
From there on, we established a relationship. We went out. About 2 or 3 years later, we decided, you know, we were gonna tie the knot. I was getting ready to propose to her, and I guess we both had a surprise for each other. As I'm going to propose to her, she says yes and tells me we're gonna have a family. So my son DJ is born.
Did you marry?
Yes.
Okay, during the course of your relationship and marriage.
Yeah, as the course of our relationship and the course of our marriage continued, we got into countless arguments and countless fusses about finances, you know, typical marital stuff. It stemmed mainly from me purchasing
Finances usually one or two. Mm-hmm.
It stemmed mainly from me buying a motorcycle for my birthday. I decided to treat myself. I brought me a motorcycle, baby blue, one of my favorite colors. Brought the motorcycle. I had an accident.
What'd she get? What did she get? She's the one going through the 9 months. She's the one that has the baby in her stomach, kicking her all the time. She's the one that's gonna be sitting up there 48 hours screaming and yelling. What'd she get?
Your Honor, I was a very good husband to her.
I ain't asked you that.
I did take her out to a nice dinner. Her favorite restaurant is Chili's.
Yeah, I know, but Chili's don't measure up to a motorcycle. I believe you alone. Go ahead.
After which, I decided to myself, like, okay, well, I got this motorcycle. Let's go out on a little ride with my friends. This is what motorcycle people do. They go on rides with their friends. I do get into an accident. She told me not to go that day. She holds that over my head every day. Since then, I do get into an accident. I injure my leg. I have to go through countless surgeries, physical therapy. I even had to learn to walk again, Your Honor. And during this whole time, she's going out with girlfriends. She's staying out past times that I feel like is necessary for a mother of my child to be staying out past.
What time is that?
No woman should be outside past 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
How about
in
a
the
man?
evening. A man has different business to uphold. I would say about 11:30, 12 o'clock.
If he has what to uphold?
Business to uphold. Other things
Business?
to do. Yes, sir.
There's more women in business than there are men, I hope you know. But go ahead.
So I'm trying to bring home the bacon, Your Honor. I'm trying to feed our
What
family.
you do at night? What goes on from 7 to midnight with your life, with your business?
Your Honor, I am a lucrative Laker bettor. I go to the game. I have to be at mostly every single game.
Okay, so 40 days a year, you're out until 11, and she knows you're at the game. How about the other 320 days?
The other 320 days, I watch a lot of different sports, John.
That's at the house. You can watch that at home.
No, I have season passes to
What's
almost
the
everything.
business? Season passes to what?
Football.
Mm-hmm. That's 15 games.
The Rams.
That's 15 days. So out of all of those games, sounds like they might add up to 100, if at all, if that. So that means the other 265 days a year, you should be home by 8 o'clock. No man should be out by 8 or 9 o'clock if he married.
That's not how our country was founded. That's not how we got to where we are today.
We don't want to go there. Let's move right along. You don't want to talk about how this country and whose backs it was founded on, sir.
Your Honor.
Go ahead, let's move along. I'm not going to let you do this. Go ahead, sir.
So she shows up to my house to pick me up to go to a birthday party. But the birthday party was the day before the actual custody battle. I can't make this up. I couldn't change the calendar date. There was no more dates available. Judge said that's the date. So we go to my son's birthday party. It's at an amusement park, his favorite amusement park. I'm trying not to do all the things that make her mad. And yet and still, we kind of still got into a little bit of a miscommunication towards the end. I asked my son when she took me home, can he go inside, grab my father who lives with me. He came out to help me into the house with my son, and I asked her, could you please just bring my leg, because she still had to bring my son's stuff into the house, which I would normally do, had not been my condition.
Coming up on Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
He did leave his leg in my car. He left his prosthetic legs.
You're wrong for that. You took his leg. Why it happened to disappear after an argument?
And later,
we were approaching a DUI checkpoint, which I got nervous and panicked because I wanted it to go off without a hitch. So I had her pull over so we could switch seats so I could drive my own vehicle.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878.
You're watching Mathis Court with Judge Mathis. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Mathis Court is back with the case of Derek Holloway, who is suing his ex-wife Nicole Holloway for negligence.
So you saying she took your leg, sir? Is that you?
Yes, sir. I texted her a few different times about 4:30 in the morning, letting her know that I could not find my leg. My father could not find it.
Where's his leg?
He did leave his leg in my car. He left his prosthetic leg, so he didn't really elaborate.
You're wrong for that. You took his leg.
I did.
You wrong. Why it happened to disappear after an argument?
That's not what was happening.
Tell me what happened.
Okay, so we did have a standing engagement with our son for his birthday.
Now you trying to be funny again. Standing. You know the man can't stand if you took his leg. Come on, we got a standing engagement.
We finalized our divorce earlier last year. We chose to keep our engagement with our son for his birthday. We always take him to an amusement park. This particular year, he texted me, asked me, now we're not together, so he texted me to ask if he could ride with us. Of course, cool, no problem. So I do pick him up. We go to the amusement park. I was a bit nervous because, honestly, he's really angry of a person. So if he doesn't take his medicine, if anything's going wrong, if we're, walking around too long, he's gonna be in pain. So he sucks it up throughout the whole day. We do make sure our baby's good. And then we drive home. So he pops off his leg in the back seat. When we get there, our son helps him. And
I'm not allowed to sit in the front seat, Your Honor. She makes me sit in the back seat with a prosthetic leg, Your Honor.
She said that's why, though?
No.
Or it's uncomfortable?
He wanted to prop his leg up because it was hurting, like he just said. I was collecting our son's gifts and stuff that he needed to stay the night with him because we had our hearing in the morning. Yeah, so I just forgot the leg in the car after I was moving around.
And let me guess, you got a default judgment because he wasn't there?
No, actually, they wanted to reschedule.
You tried to get you a default judgment.
If you asked him, like he just said, he said we got in an argument before that, right? So I wasn't being too nice.
Tell me about that.
We didn't get in an argument. He was asleep in the back seat, so that's why I was like, that didn't happen.
No,
I
at
was
the house
falling
before
asleep
you
in the back.
left.
I was falling asleep in the back seat on the way there. See, this is the problem. She doesn't do anything, and I'm going crazy and everything that I'm at. I don't know what made her drive in the side of on the bumpiest side of the road all the way home. She knows very well I'm in the back seat of her small car.
That you asked to ride in. Do you really think that I'm living my life?
Yeah, you gave him a rough ride. Didn't have nerve enough to take his leg, thinking that you were going to get a default judgment from a judge. Thank God that judge was like me, gave you a second chance. Did you go yet? When y'all go back?
Well, we go back, apparently we go back in a few weeks, Your Honor.
Did you get your leg back?
My leg was returned to me, Your Honor, in pieces.
What happened to his leg,
That's
man?
not true.
Why you laughing? That's not funny. What happened to his leg?
Your Honor, I have
if
the
you were to
receipt.
hear just his general
What happened to his leg?
and I just returned it to him. As far as I know, there was nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
This is my
He
first
said
time
came back in
hearing.
pieces.
Right. This is my first time hearing
All right.
this.
You didn't give it back. You gave it back to him in the way it was when you took it.
Yeah.
All right. And you don't say that's the truth, sir?
So I have the receipt for the damages that she incurred to my leg.
Let's see it, please.
They had to replace parts on the leg.
Right, but do you have?
Hey, be quiet. I believe you devious now. I'm with you now, sir. You ain't right, ma'am.
As you can see, Your
returned
Honor,
his leg in pieces.
it's nowhere near cheap just to be able to walk and do my
The $12.50
regular
the
activities
total.
for my child
Just to repair.
and my father. It's not
Why
fair.
don't you think you should have to pay, ma'am?
I don't think that I owe him anything because I didn't do anything to his leg. He left it inside my car, and it was returned to him. That was
And
all.
it happened to be after an argument that he left it in
It
the
happened
car.
to be after our son's birthday that we spent together as a family.
But you argued on the way back.
No, he was asleep. That's his testimony. I didn't. I
You're
don't
saying
agree.
you never argued.
That we argue throughout all of the
No. I'm talking
But
about
we-
within a day or two of this
We didn't
happening.
argue on the way home because, like he said, he was going to sleep because he was in pain.
On the way home,
We
or
did-
the next day, or no
No,
other
the
time?
next day was our court hearing, so
Right.
I didn't even see him between there. That's it. And I just simply overlooked it by moving some other stuff to my front seat. That's all. I have a small car.
When
like
you
he
came
just
back
said.
to your front seat after moving the other things, it should have
Right.
still been there. You should have seen it.
It was after moving some of the stuff that was also in my backseat. The things I took out of my car were already out, but the things I moved to the front seat were my purse, my jacket, stuff like that. It wasn't.
And you moved him to the front seat where the leg was.
Yes, because I moved his
And
leg.
so you saw the leg every time you moved something back there. That's
Every
pretty
time I
hard.
moved something
You
back.
said you moved things from the back to the front where the leg was.
Right,
So
his
you saw
leg-
it when you put it on next to the leg. You saw the leg.
Well, yes, it's only.
Yes, because you moved things
What I'm
from
trying
the
to
back
say is
to
that
the front,
I put
where
things-
the leg was,
Right.
in the front.
And where
that
it
was
was
a
covered.
clear reminder that you had his item. Judgment for the plaintiff, $1,250. I believe you were negligent because you committed to taking his leg back after leaving in there, and you didn't, and I think it was for devious reasons. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $1,250.
Would you like to have any final words?
I'm just very happy that justice has finally been served.
Coming up,
He was drunk, just like I believe
Yes,
the case
sir.
to be. You believe that to be the case as well.
Yes, Your
So
Honor.
he either thinks that you and I are stupid or he's stupid.
You're watching Mathis Court with Judge Mathis. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Remington Snyder is suing Sierra Collins in the amount of $471. Mr. Snyder claims he had a few drinks and let his date drive his car and says they were pulled over and his vehicle was impounded because she was driving illegally on a learner's permit.
State your name,
Remington Snyder.
ma'am.
Sierra Collins.
All right, and sir, you're suing Ms. Collins for $471 for rideshare fees, correct?
Yes.
She's countersuing you for $230. All right, tell me what's going on.
We went on 3 dates. It was our third date, and I wanted it to be special, so I took her to dinner in Malibu, and then afterwards I went to a movie.
Where in Malibu? That's his hangout. What's the one out there you go to that they won't let me be a member of?
I don't reveal my
Where your whereabouts,
my
he too
favorite
big.
spots.
He don't want all his fans to check him down. All right, go ahead.
And then afterwards we saw a movie, and then when it was time to go home, I had picked her up, and she said that she wanted to drive home because she's on her learner's permit, and she wanted the practice to get in, and I didn't want to say no to her. It was going
Had you
well.
all been drinking?
He had been drinking.
I had 2 drinks at dinner and then a 2-hour movie. So I let her drive, and we were approaching a DUI checkpoint that was set up, and which I got nervous and panicked because I didn't want anything. I wanted it to go off without a hitch, so I had her pull over so we could switch seats so I could drive my own vehicle.
You were nervous, why?
I didn't want her to get in trouble for anything, so I wanted to.
What would she get in trouble for?
Coming up,
They impounded his car.
Why?
They said that they're not doing him a favor and not test him to get a DUI.
Boy, some folks get favors, huh?
Right.
You're watching Mathis Court with Judge Mathis. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Mathis Court is back with a case of Remington Snyder, who is suing Sierra Collins for negligence.
What was going on illegal that made you afraid of a stop?
Well, it was my car, and she wasn't. It's not her car. It's not registered under her.
But,
so I thought I
you
should
was
be
illegal.
driving.
Was it illegal for you to allow her to drive?
It ended up being because when we got to the checkpoint, the officer asked.
Why man, what is he talking around? Was he drunk? That's what we're talking about here. And that's why he was afraid you were drunk. Go ahead, ma'am.
We were coming out of the movie, and he was like, oh, I'm fine. But he was slurring his words. And I was like, I just moved from New York, so that's why I have my learner's permit. So I'm still learning the roads. I was just taking public transit all the time. And I was like, you know what? I would rather be safe than sorry.
So that was the purpose. The purpose wasn't she asked, could I give her some driving experience since she had. The purpose was he was drunk, just like I believe the case to be. All right, and indeed you believe that to be the case as well.
Yes,
so
Your Honor.
He either thinks that you and I are stupid or he's stupid. Go ahead.
So I take over the wheel because he's slurring his word, he's drunk, and then we get up to the DUI checkpoint, he's freaking out, and he's like, we gotta switch.
If I was drunk, why would you let me switch into the driver's seat?
Be quiet, drunk. Go ahead.
So I was like, okay, it's his car. He switches, he's crawling over the seats. We didn't even get out. We're crawling over the seats. I'm like, okay, well, of course they see us switching. So they pull us over, they're asking us questions, and they're telling him, like, you should know the rules of the permit because he's the driver and the owner of the car.
Did they give you a ticket?
They did. They gave me a ticket.
How will Judge Mathis rule? Find out when Mathis Court returns.
You're watching Mathis Court with Judge Mathis. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
It was a $230 citation.
And what did they do to the, give it to me.
Sorry.
What did they do to the plaintiff?
They impounded his car.
Why?
They said that they're not doing him a favor and not test him to get a DUI. And
boy, some folks get favors, huh? Go ahead.
So we impounded his car, so we're stranded in Calabasas. And so we had to Uber. And so to make sure I didn't Uber by myself, at least chivalry was not completely dead. He Ubered home with me because I live in Pasadena. And then he Ubered to his home in Riverside. And then he had to Uber the next morning to get his car and then ask me to pay the rideshare fees, which seemed absurd to me because it was his car, his responsibility, and he shouldn't have been
we know
drunk.
something wrong with him. His logic is off.
Right.
Something's wrong with him. All right. Anything else from you?
I just want to clarify. I switched seats with her in front of the checkpoint because she was on her learner's permit.
Okay, sir, I don't believe anything you say. Get out of my courtroom. Your claim is dismissed and hers is granted. Have a good day.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff owes $230.
Would you two like to have any final words with each other?
I'm just glad justice was served.
I think this will be our last date.
Grab your belongings and step this way.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.